What up, though?
What's up, fellas?
Cool. How y'all doing?
Good, man. What's going on? Been a minute.
Just a little bit,
Been a minute. Been a minute.
just a couple minutes.
Sweet. How's everybody? How's everybody doing?
Alive,
I was about
alive,
to say the same thing, Josh.
alive, bro. That's all
Breathing
that
this
matters
side
right
of the
now.
dirt. I'm happy.
Yes, yes, sir. It is good to be alive on this side of the ground.
Feel that. Feel that.
Absolutely.
Well,
It's been quite some time for sure because I unfortunately couldn't make it past couple of instances. Zeke's been cruising around the Caribbean or the Gulf of America. Uh,
Hey.
Dave
There we go.
Dave did some traveling. My wife's like, "What?"
I was in the ATL
Yep.
visiting my sister.
Nope.
Good times.
That's what's up.
And Chris is traveling probably the highways of Virginia right about now, trying to make it over here to the ops crew. He should be popping in here shortly.
No doubt. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Yes. Welcome. Episode 73 here on the beautiful July 29th of 2026. We're in
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes.
What do you got, Joan? See Dave in the cut?
It's all good, man. It's all good, man. Nothing, man. Just chilling. Uh, I I'm playing injured tonight.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Oh
I
no.
went to see my grandson play. He's playing for his abuelo. Jammer has a travel team, and Ezzy is playing on Jammer's travel team, which is very dope. They
Wow.
have an AU travel team, and it's for the Spanish league.
Sounds Bible.
And they had a game out in Fairport, which was crazy. The field out there is it's like in the middle of the woods. They've carved out this little league facility in the middle of the woods. It's very nice, but there's like a lot of wildlife out there. There was a hornet's nest in the ground.
Oh
A
boy.
cat at my job told me I was describing to him what they look like, and he said they are called Victorian hornets, and they're like the body is like this big, and they look like a dragonfly, and you can hear them coming from forever away. Well, your man is allergic to bees. I don't play that.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I was like standing on the leaning on the fence watching the game, and one came at me, and I was backing up, and he was following me, and then backed up more, and he was still coming at me, and I'm like, man, what is this? So I thought he was gonna sting me. My wife said I look ridiculous because I was juking or whatever. Well, I must have zigged when I should have zagged, and I tore up my calf. So I got a,
Oh,
I got a strain in my calf, bro, and it's no joke. I feel like
no
I got a
contact
softball.
injury.
Huh?
No contact injury.
Zero contact. I
Yeah.
will tell you this. So Cody Bellinger just went on the DL for a
Yeah.
strain, hamstring. I am giving nobody smoke when I hear somebody say they got a calf strain or something like that, man. Let me tell you, brother, you have no idea how much you use your calf, even when like you not even just walking, bro. It's just like it's ridiculous the movements that you make and your calf muscle will flex. And I'm gonna tell you, it's just been a lot of pain, bro.
That's crazy.
So I got a little graded tear. I'm icing it up, elevating it. I'm doing a lot better today, man. It was great.
Ugh.
So I'm doing that thing. So it's all good. It's better than I could have had a Achilles pop. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
crazy how quick that could happen, man. So
Right.
you know what I mean. So you know,
Yo, look. This is the dub comment of the night, man. Come
it's,
on.
yo, man,
Man.
keeping it real, man. You
I
know.
see they've been waiting 2 weeks to fire that off.
For real, man. He's like, yo, these guys have been on vacation.
Yo, man, we
Get
was
back.
out there, man.
No
But
doubt.
yeah, man. So Other than that, everything's good.
Yeah,
Can't complain.
praise God for that,
I
man. You
just
know,
can't believe it's gonna be time to close my pool, bro, in like a month.
yes.
Like
Let's not talk
literally,
about that.
literally like 35, 36 days.
Let's not talk about it.
Listen,
I
if
know,
we
man.
had
We've been getting this has been the rainiest summer we've had in a long time, man.
all day, and I'm thinking like if we have the fall like we had the spring, it it just feels like this western upstate New York area just has two seasons now. It feels like
Winter
Yeah,
and
it's
construction.
winter and summer, exactly summer, and it's like maybe you might be able to stretch it a couple weeks if fall is as bipolar as spring was.
right.
So, but no, I hear you on that, man. That's no fun.
It's crazy, man. And there's just my pool been all off balance because of the rainwater, man, and just having to shock it all the time. It's just ridiculous, man. It's been,
Yeah.
you know, it's just been crazy, man. But
I hear
whatever.
you on. Speaking of injuries, did you guys see the Bengals defensive lineman in practice? His leg was like
Nah, bro.
Shamar Stewart.
I've been seeing mad injuries like that lately with dudes getting folded up. There was this kid laying on the ground, the skateboarder dude, man. This dude was looking at his knee, man. His knee was like right next to his cheek, and his man was like, "Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Oh,
you all
wow.
right, man? You good? You good?" I'm
He
like,
brushed
"No,
it
he's
off.
not good. What are you talking about? That
the
dude is
body's not supposed
so
to
far
flex like
from
that.
good right now, man. What are you talking about, bro?"
That is wild.
Yeah, man. So anyway,
But
man, kids getting broke up out here. Y'all be safe out here this summer, man. It's all kind of stuff going on,
big time,
Yeah.
big time.
you know.
All right, but as you guys could tell, no peasy. I
Oh,
just spoke too soon. I spoke too soon.
let's get
Oh
him in
my
here.
gosh. Let me pull this man in here real quick. Let me throw him right on this here. 1 second. He wants
We gave
one
you
second.
16 minutes.
What up, man? We're trying to drag you in here.
Got you.
Yeah,
Got
I'm
you.
just trying to get all my headphones and all that set up. Can you
Look
hear
at
me okay?
that.
Yeah, we got you.
We got you.
We hear you.
Okay, cool.
What up, man? The gang is all here.
What's good? What's good? What's
All
good?
in it. All in it. Rebellion Watch here in human form.
Yo, you just doxed my boy.
What happened, fellas? What? How's everybody feeling today?
Huh?
You falling a pile of dog crap on the way, man. You got some doo doo on
Man,
your
let me
head.
go
I'm
back
sorry.
to this three-man
Is this thing
host
on?
screen real quick.
Yo, are you serious with that?
Thank you, sir.
That's
Oh,
Much
okay.
no,
better.
All right, here we go.
no.
What's
Oh
good?
my goodness. Let's go it all easy.
That's why he
Shit.
was late, y'all. He was at the store shopping.
That's right. That's right.
He
That's
said, let
right.
me go buy this real quick, one last minute.
Gotta stay fly. Gotta stay fly. What up, my G? Yeah. So my bad. My bad to kind of interrupt the flow of everything, but hey, we back. We back. How was the vacation, fellas?
It's good, man. It
What you
was
say?
good. It's real good. I want to hear about Zeke's cruise, man.
Yo, me too, man. Let's talk about it a couple minutes because I'm coming up on one. I'm trying to get all the insight.
I went
It was
first, and now you went. We want to hear about yours.
it was dope. A lot of time with family. It wasn't just the cruise; it was the ride down, and we drove to Miami. So we stopped in South Carolina on the way down to see my in laws, well, my mother in law, and then stopped in West Palm to see my uncle in law and my brother in law and their family down there. And then when we came back from the boat, spent some time in Tampa, see my other brother in law and that family. So a lot of time spent with family. A lot of beautiful ports, lots of good food. Lots of good entertainment. So, how do we jump back to June 17th? What happened?
Oh, you know what? Because we didn't do it. We get that. Yeah.
It's because we haven't had a four man. That's
Yeah.
why.
I
Cool.
got, I
But
got it.
nah, don't worry about it. It's no big deal.
Nah, we
But
good.
yeah, it was definitely looking forward to the next one.
That's dope. Now you said the celebration was dope, right?
Yeah, Celebrity Beyond.
Oh,
If
celebrity.
you
I went on the
Celebrity
celebration.
Beyond. If
Got you.
you guys if you're looking for a, I don't want to necessarily say grown and sexy type, but yeah,
You said
looking
it.
for a more. Yeah, I guess I did say it. So um, they do have stuff for the kids, but it's no carnival.
Hmm.
Um, it's under the Royal Caribbean umbrella, but it's more geared toward um, a more
Audience.
mature audience.
Yeah.
They do have stuff for the kids though, so don't be afraid to take your kids. They'll find plenty of stuff to do. But
That's like Vegas,
celebrity,
man.
yeah,
A lot of
yeah. I
people
mean,
talk about Vegas, man. They like, oh, Sin City, whatever. But I'm gonna tell you, man, there's a lot of stuff in Vegas for families to do. You don't even like seriously, you don't even have to hit the strip. Like Mandalay Bay, man, they got a whole setup for families there. They
Hmm.
got the tubing and there's like a beach out, pool beach and all kinds of stuff. The aquarium is there. The food is like ridiculous everywhere you go. Buffets.
yeah,
So I feel you on that, man. The maturity aspect is there, yeah, but you don't have to you don't have to indulge in that, you know.
right.
Now, one cruise I won't be going on is Virgin because they are wilding on there. Beautiful
Yeah,
people.
that's definitely single, ready to mingle type stuff.
Yo, so speaking of Vegas, my wife was just reminded. She was telling me that they got. You know how they? What do they call it when you get a show? You get a what's it called? The term where you become the headline of a show in Vegas. A
Oh,
residency. That's what she just said.
oh yeah, yeah, the residency.
Fred Hammond and the Clark sisters are getting a residency in Vegas.
Are you
What?
serious?
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's wild.
Yes.
Wow.
So we're about to go for gospel shows to Vegas.
Have fun, man.
Crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm
But that's
surprised you got a residency. I
I'm
mean,
telling
you
you,
got to be
like when
able to
she said,
generate
yeah,
tremendous amount of traffic. That's for Mexico.
listen, but if anyone can look, okay, let me tell you this too. We've been to Vegas. My wife can attest. I was one that was like, nah, I'm never stepping foot in Sin City. Forget about it. It was just the whole notion of Sin City and all the stuff that happens on the strip. Then I take my mom to visit my aunt who lives north of Vegas, still within the Vegas limits. And I spent one night literally there, and I had the time of my life with my aunt and my cousin and everything. And I'm like, all right, I got to go back. So then I go back to visit with my dad. And I mean, we did the full thing. I mean, yes, we spent a little bit of time on the strip, but like Dave said, we spent majority of our time off the strip, and we had a blast. We did Red Rock Canyon. We went to the Grand Canyon. We did food places like you wouldn't believe, just everywhere. We did some shows. You know, we did all kinds of stuff, and it's just beautiful. Um, but yeah, and so one thing that I will say about Vegas, there is, like most places, there's a church on like every single
Yeah,
corner.
yeah. I
In
know that.
some places, there's a church on multiple corners, and
Wow.
it's like I was thoroughly impressed. And then I come to find out, we talked about it before on the podcast, but one of the most famous Eagles quarterbacks, I'll let you guys tell me, became a pastor and is now a pastor of a church in Vegas.
Randall Cunningham.
Yes, sir.
I saw that.
Yes, sir. So it's on my bucket list to go visit Randall Cunningham one of these good Sundays.
It's dope. That's dope.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, that's my random story for the day.
Cool.
All right. Well, Have you guys gotten to the first topic yet?
Nah,
No,
man.
sir.
We were just chopping it up, man. Wanted to see how everybody was doing.
Yeah. Well, I'll be in Rochester this weekend.
Yes, sir, man.
So
We gotta link up.
for sure, for sure. All right. Well, why don't you throw the first topic up there? Let's.
I'm gonna go a little bit out of order so that we could kind of link the other two together. We'll go right here.
All right. So LeBron goes to Philadelphia, and that was a shocking move to a lot of people because I don't think anyone really expected him to switch to Philly. But the question is, how will the 76ers fare against the champion Knicks? Is it Knicks in five or Knicks in six? Yes, sir. So it's a really tough question when you think about it. Will the Knicks beat them in five? Will it take a six game to beat the Philadelphia 76ers?
My God.
Why don't you tell us, Chris?
I wonder who made this question.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I can tell you what. I guess we can all chop it up a little bit on the surprise of LeBron's choice to go to Philly in the first place. I think a lot of people were surprised because I think that it would probably have made a lot more sense for him to go back to Cleveland, finish his career there, or maybe go back to Miami and see if he can run one more championship with Giannis by his side, which I think that would have been really interesting. But to go to a stacked Philadelphia team. Um, I mean, they're stacked now. A lot of people were there like, whoa, they definitely climbed up. If they could get a healthy Embiid, they could make some noise. You know what I mean? But that's always the big if with Philadelphia is that he's never really healthy. And now you add LeBron to that mix, and I think you got chemistry issues now. So I think as much as he adds being he's LeBron James, he's one of the greats the NBA has ever seen. I think it also takes a little bit away because now you got one ball and you got legitimate five dudes on that team that other teams would love to have. Let's not forget VJ Edgecombe is a dude, right? That he's a legitimate rookie to hit the league last year. He almost won rookie of the year, right? I forget he just missed it to Cooper Flag, right? It was him between him, Khan, and Cooper Flag, and he didn't miss it by much. He's legit one of the best rookies to come out of last year's draft class. And then you add Jalen Brown. Now you got Joel Embiid. Now you add LeBron to that mix, right? That's that's a lot to go around. And so is there like how? And I think the biggest thing with the Knicks was their chemistry. How are you going to find that chemistry at least in year one and be able to spread that ball around? And if you're going to make some noise, doesn't it have to be year one? I mean, how old is LeBron going to be before he's not that dude anymore?
Hmm.
Right. Here's another thing too. How does LeBron come in with this whole, the King James persona, and then you got Maverick Carter, with, you know, LeBron has earned the right to take his time and like he's the man of the league. Like they couldn't wait to get LeBron out of LA, man. And I think the narrative is that people are tired of kowtowing to LeBron and having to deal with LeBron and my son has to be here, make my son the pick for the team, use your first round on my son who's whatever. I won't go there, but
Buns.
I won't. Well, who wants to deal with that? This dude, he's in his 40s now. He's on his way out. Who wants to put up with that? And then you come into Philly. You got Jalen Brown who never met a microphone that he didn't like, right? And all it's going to take is just a couple of missteps for him to be, spouting his stuff about LeBron. Like, whose team is it? You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm going with this. Whose team is it? Is Embiid gonna sit back and let these dudes come in and be like, this is my team now? You know, is is LeBron taking load management days? Is that gonna go over well, in Philly? You know, regardless, they're not paying him a lot, but still, like he's the draw now. You can't tell me Embiid is the draw. You can't tell me who's the other kid, Maxi.
Tyrese Maxey.
Can't tell me Maxi is the draw, and you definitely cannot tell me that Brown is the draw. LeBron will be the draw, but will he live up to it? Like, will he play enough defense? Who ever seen LeBron play defense?
Not recently. Earlier in his career, he was very good on defense.
I mean,
He
he was
was
But
doing
tall.
he
You
was
track the
chasing
ball
people.
down,
He
swatting
was
it up.
chase
chasing
down
people from
blocks,
behind. That's
a lot,
not
lot of
really
help
defense.
defense.
right.
That's help defense. That's like catching up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how did we get here? How did we get to you having to chase somebody down? You know, I'm not getting on LeBron, man. I'm just saying, like, I think people are just tired of LeBron. They just want him to go retire. And I think at this point, the fact that he didn't go back to Cleveland is kind of wild to me. I think now, you know, when he retires, the whole go sign a 1 day contract to retire in Cleveland, that's to me, that's whack. I feel like he should have at least put a year in Cleveland, man, a true year, you know. And it's not like Cleveland sucks, you know, even with James Harden.
Right. Isn't Harden gone now though?
No, he's still there.
No, not yet.
But he hasn't signed the extension or whatever, right?
I don't think they offered one.
I don't
Right.
think he needs to. He's still under contract.
Is he?
Oh, is he?
He's under contract next year, ain't he?
I don't know. I think they were talking about restructuring or doing something.
Yeah. Details emerge on James Harden's
They were talking about,
expected new contract.
yeah, they was talking about giving him a max deal.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. For what?
2 guaranteed years. That's it though. They don't want to give him any more.
Oh, that's the narrative now because they were talking about they were going to get this guy a max deal. Now let me
So
ask you,
look,
huh?
real quick, Harden turned down his 42.3 million player option with the Cavs for next season. Cleveland was waiting with Harden to first see what James was going to do in free agency, but the four-time NBA champ decided to go to the Sixers, right? And so it sounds like he's no longer under contract. They're waiting to see what happens.
Seriously though, who wants James Harden, man?
Especially with the notion that follows James Harden as he just doesn't show up in the playoffs. Like if you're a team contending for any type of playoff run, you want your people to show up. You
No
don't
doubt.
want that narrative to come with that. So I don't know.
You're
And
right.
he
He's
just
not.
caught he just caught a pew pew charge too. So you know
Yes, he did.
there's that.
Yeah, it wasn't just that he didn't show up in the playoffs; it's that he was legit a liability. He was the reason that the Knicks were able to sweep that one game when Jalen Brunson just put that dude on an island and cooked him over and
Yeah,
over and over. Now that's part of the coach's fault because the coach should have been recognized that my man's getting cooked, take him out of the game.
Mm.
But
The coach thought they were winning the series analytically.
yeah, they didn't win it at all.
he-
But yeah,
yo,
he was getting cooked. And like if he's on your team, you're trading points for defense. And late in games, if he goes cold, that could be the end of you. And that's exactly what happened in that series against the Knicks. He went cold. He was a liability. He absolutely got cooked. But to your point, like I think like is LeBron James even the second best player on the Philadelphia 76ers next year?
Bro,
No,
you
no.
don't think so?
I don't think so either. I
Who
don't even have him as the third.
who's
Is
the
that
first
last?
best player? Who's the first best player?
It's got to be Maxi, I would think, right? Either that or Jalen.
It's a toss up between Maxie and Brown.
yeah, that's what I would think.
Right. So then if that's the case, if it's a toss up, then you guys are saying that's the 1-2 punch right there, Maxi Brown.
But then
Yeah.
that would immediately like push him to at best 3. But there's an MVP if he's healthy on that team that's a lot younger than LeBron.
That's a big if though.
That is
I
a
mean,
very
we give Anthony Davis a lot of slack for being Mr. Glass, but Embiid ain't much more sturdy than him.
What's up with the rumor that LeBron might want? I can't even say it with a straight face, man. That he might want Anthony Davis to come to Philly with him, man.
Oh gosh.
Yo, but that's why they were saying that he was holding out for so long because he was trying to see if one of the teams would trade for Anthony Davis and then he would join that roster. But the DC showed no interest in trading him,
Mm.
which they shouldn't. I mean, they finally got a respectable starting five. Like, why would you trade dudes now? That makes no sense.
They don't have a bench, man. Who did they just? They just signed somebody 2 days ago. Who was that? Uh,
DC.
huh?
Well, they got Trey. They got
No, no. I
obviously.
was talking about Philly. My bad.
Oh, Philly.
Yeah,
Oh,
No,
and
they just
Simon.
traded away somebody.
they just acquired somebody.
Simons.
Yes,
Anthony Simons. Wow. Still in the league.
He's not gonna be a man. But
that's wild,
I
man.
think I think here's the problem. I think the Knicks got better chemistry. We'll be able to. I think we'll be able to deal with the talent on that Sixers. But I think here's what people are missing. Even if they get past the Knicks, they are not getting past the Spurs. If you expect Wemby to be healthy, you do not expect Embiid to be healthy. And when Embiid is not healthy, there's no chance. You need a big man to stop the Spurs.
Yeah,
They're not going to have a big man in that series because Embiid is not going to be healthy.
I would agree.
And so they would be cooked either way.
He might be. I mean, he might adapt. He's playing with the king of load management now, so he'll play like I don't know, 50 regular season games to be ready for the postseason.
And there might be some truth to that. But LeBron is also going to load manage as well.
Yeah,
Kind of crazy.
they'll do just enough to make the playoffs because I mean, 10 teams from each conference make the playoffs,
Right. Now, here's the problem.
so they'll do just enough.
We both expect that to be the case, right, Z? I think LeBron is going to load manage, like you said. And I do expect Embiid to load manage, like you said. And the problem is going to be this: they will have no chemistry come playoff time. They need to win year one. They will have no chemistry. That will be their doom. That would be their end. I wouldn't even be surprised because of the lack of chemistry that they don't even make it to play the Knicks. That they get eliminated by some other team. I wouldn't be surprised. Without chemistry, Celtics could take them out. Shoot, as good as well, I mean, they traded a lot of their pieces. I was there like as good as the Orlando Magic and the Charlotte Hornets looked towards the end of last year. They could take them out. You know what I mean? So Halliburton's coming back. The Pacers look like they did 2 years ago. Who's to say they can't take them out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
I can't stand Halliburton, man.
Me neither. I can't stand them. It was
Because he
not
had a punchable face. Chris was talking about a couple years
Yeah,
ago.
that's the one.
very, very punchable.
That's not godly, Chris.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Supposed to represent. Come
Every
on.
time I see him and Brunson show up in WWE, I'm like, dude, go away. This isn't Rodman and Karl Malone.
Yeah. But now he can't do that whole
And Cat was even in the WWE. Like
how
all
many,
of a sudden, people want Cat to be tough now. Ugh.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
that's a story for another day. But they
So,
got no chips. They got
so
ever.
one thing, the one thing that I just for me, I just don't want to do, right, is to just say, all right, LeBron, you're old, you're gonna low manage. We know that you're just chasing at this point, even though the Sixers may not be the best of placement for you to chase. Uh, you still can't take away his veteran presence, his leadership, um, the his IQ, his knowledge of the game, his ability to make individuals around him at least somewhat elevated. And so I don't want to say that LeBron. For me, I don't think LeBron is ever going to go into a place where he isn't the lead. I think that's just his nature. I think that's who he is. I think it's the brand. I think it's the just his character, and I just don't see him taking a back seat to an Embiid or a Maxi or a Jalen Brown.
Maybe in the locker room, but on the court, he's going to have to.
Hmm.
Like his voice will carry a lot of weight in the locker room, and if you got a lot of young superstars in that locker room, if they can humble themselves enough to listen to what he's saying, they could definitely benefit from having that mind in the locker room. On the court, you got to realize that you're number 3 or even number 4 some nights. You
Hmm.
can't go in there trying to be LeBron James of old when you got a Jalen Brown and a Maxey and an Edgecombe and Embiid. Like you're not the top dog, man. Those days are gone. If you're a top dog, you don't have a very good team. That's where he's at in his career.
Yeah.
Last season, though, he averaged 20, almost 21 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 7.2 assists
Josh,
per game.
21 points a game as a top dog. This isn't 90s basketball anymore. Maxey averaged 28.
Understood, but he
He
was
won't next season though. That's for sure.
nope.
He won't average. But I mean, if they take the ball out of his hands too much, they're doing their team a disservice. Like yeah, he was gonna have less. He was gonna have less ball time. Whoa, he was gonna have less time handling the rock with Jalen Brown on the team. Don't make it even worse with LeBron. Like LeBron needs to come in and be like a Jason Kidd type, facilitate. You're not gonna don't if you don't average 20 points a game, so what? If you give us a solid 16, 9, and 7, and like you said, make everybody else around you better, cool. If LeBron has to dominate and take over too many games, the Sixers are in for a long year.
Well,
Hmm.
LeBron showed he could do that at the end of the year. He did dispatch the Houston Rockets.
I mean,
Without Luca.
Yeah, without Luca. But I also think that's part of the problem is that like it's sometimes more difficult when you got so many mouths to feed to do exactly what LeBron did to the Rockets, right? It's sometimes more difficult because then you get in a rhythm. Someone needs to get their shots up. You fall out of that rhythm. They have too many scores. They might bump heads. That's exactly what I'm saying, right? And so like yeah, we're on the same page. Like that's
that's
exactly
like
what I'm saying.
Ant and what's the other cat's name? The oh man, the cat that just came from
Atlanta.
Char- Charlotte. Is it Charlotte?
Oh, LaMelo?
Oh,
LaMelo
LaMelo
Ball.
Ball.
Are they still are they still the? I don't even follow them anymore, man.
Nah, they're the Hornets.
They're the Hornets. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, Lamelo. Like, how's that gonna work? Magical though. You know what I'm saying? Because Ant is a high flyer. You know, he feeds off of that. You know, type of feed him the ball type of thing. Lamelo's a playmaker. That could work. They're
I can see
young
that
too.
working.
They're young.
LaMelo's with Minnesota though.
That's what he's saying. He's talking about Ant and LaMelo.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I got you. Ant Man. Yep. Okay.
yeah. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I think we gave enough LeBron enough burn tonight.
Facts.
No doubt.
I'm starting to get agitated talking about this dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's keep moving.
Can't
You
wait
want
to
to
see
throw
how
the next
far his
topic up
receding
there?
hairline goes.
Dang.
My bad. All right.
Shots fired.
Chris, take it away.
What we
All
want
right.
to do next, man?
Yeah, throw the next topic up on the screen.
Let's go right here. You guys can close it out with baseball.
Eek. Okay. Yeah, this topic.
Ugh.
Tough transition. Tell you. Okay.
Yikes!
Yeah. The wife of Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy was allegedly shot by the couple's son
Wait.
Sunday.
What was that name?
Don't make him do it again, Dave.
What? Bieniemy.
The enemy.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Banana me.
Enemy. Banenemy.
Banana man.
Yeah. It's like, an enemy.
Enemy. It's an
Was
enemy.
allegedly shot by the couple's son Sunday night at the family's home in Virginia. Man, that's tough, bro. I'm telling you, that's tough. Um, I mean, prayers up for the Bienemy family. That's just crazy. I know we don't really have details into what the son was thinking, but I tell you, when I saw his picture, um,
Yeah.
I didn't see the kind of remorse or shock at his own actions that I think I would have expected from someone who just shot their own mother. But guys, like when you're talking about athletes, when you're talking about coaches, you're talking about people who spend a lot of time away from home. They're always on the road, they're always traveling. And so, do we think that might have played a role into tense relationships and family dynamics? Or like how do you make sense of something that's just senseless?
You don't.
Makes sense of
And
that.
and for me, like, how many offensive coordinators are in the league right now? And how many of them are having issues with their kids shooting their moms? Like, this is one of those one-offs, and obviously there's got to be something more to the story than everyone understands, and we probably will never know the full picture or know the full story. But for me, I cannot blame the dad, right, or the schedule or the work that's involved. Although I can imagine it adds some tension to the family dynamic with, pops all season long and all off season for that matter, traveling with the team. And right, it happened in, where was this? It was in Virginia, and I mean he's the OC of
It,
Kansas City, so he's away from the home.
This
So
dude was 27 years old though, man.
that's
He's a
exactly
grown
where I'm
man.
He's
going.
14 or 15, man. This dude's a
Right.
grown blind man.
Right. And I think Dave said it best in our group chat. He said, I can almost guarantee you it's going to be situation A or situation B. And that reality is, in my mind, that I agree with that statement, because typically when it comes down to it, and again, I know we're not supposed to judge, right? That's not my position. I'm not judging here, but 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 you can tell just by looking at an individual that they're going through a rough patch. That mugshot, that picture of him, he's going through a rough patch. Like, there's not all cylinders are clicking for sure. There's something going on, and I think that there's more to this story than just the family going through it because dad's on the road all day. I don't believe that.
So if you're Eric Bieniemy, do you move your wife to Kansas City or do you take an extended leave of absence and stay home for a while?
From what I understand, based on the reports, she's okay. It was not life threatening whatsoever. It sounds like she was,
Physically, she's okay,
yes,
but that's got to, I mean, again, not knowing the details and not knowing everything that led up to this point, but the simple fact that my son pulled the trigger on my wife.
It's time to leave Virginia, man.
oh yeah, no doubt. And I'm guarantee you that the penthouse suite in Kansas City is where they're going to reside for a little bit together as husband and wife. I don't know if they
Now,
have any other.
where they are in Virginia, like I've been to Ashburn. I got peoples in Ashburn. It's nice.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
so when I saw Ashburn, I'm like,
Wow.
really?
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
Just I
I'd,
mean,
I'd, I'd have to have some serious conversations. Like,
yeah. It's not a here's the thing, like Josh, you were saying, when they put his picture up and stuff like that, it's not a judging thing, but it doesn't take, like, it's not rocket scientists to look at this kid and tell, like, it's either there's a couple scenarios playing out here. I can almost guarantee you one of them is entitlement. You know what I'm saying? To some degree. You know, give me, you owe me, what, that type of mentality. And when it doesn't go his way, then it goes a different way. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna have some time to think about it. I could tell you that.
Yep.
You know, got the tats on his face and stuff like that, and you know, if you're not a person with some kind of where you own your own business or you some superstar,
Yeah.
that usually doesn't work out well in the workforce. So yeah. Anyway,
Bro, but that's just, you know what's trippy to me is that how gangster are you, bro? Like you literally shot your mom, bro.
yeah.
Like as a man, as a grown man, you shot your mom, bro. Like that's wild to me. You shouldn't even be hitting any kind of female to begin with. But
With
you
your
went the extra
mom,
step and you needed a weapon to deal with your mom, bro.
Well, Peasy, let me just put it this
you
way.
needed to deal with your mom. First of all, that's a you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. But on top of that, you need a weapon, bro.
He
Like
shot
you
her with a
are not as
22.
gangster as you think.
He shot her with a 22 caliber weapon. That's alone not gangster. So
That's not
Pew
gangster.
pew pew.
no, no, a little firecracker pistol. So uh,
Noisy cricket.
by no means are we advocating for any type of violence, but like this is, yeah, this is beyond what we can probably fathom, and I can almost guarantee you that there is more to the individual of the son and his well-being rather than his mental well-being rather than some family dynamic issue. I'm almost willing to bet on it.
Well, I'm sure more details will come to light. All we're doing is speculating right now, but you know, regardless to say, prayers for the enemy
And
family.
honestly, honestly, I hope we don't get any more details because it's really none of our business. Like
Absolutely.
do we really need the details? Like,
No, sir.
We don't.
okay,
I don't.
let Eric Bieniemy and his family handle this. We don't need to know the ins and outs and the backstories and everything. Just like you said, prayers up for the family. But do we need the details? That's not
Nope.
obligated for them to let us know what happened. That's a family dispute. Let them handle it.
Agreed.
I wonder what's going to happen though. Are they going to prosecute their son, or are they going to let him walk?
I don't think he has a
Nah,
choice
you got to
though.
go.
Yeah,
You got to
he won't.
go.
No.
You won't have a choice at that point. I mean, it's a federal offense just in what he did. So he's gonna pay a penalty, and there's no avoiding that, right? You're not gonna just
You
not
can
press
get
charges.
leniency for your own son.
No.
There's no leniency when he you there's only so much you can do, right? This isn't just like a misdemeanor offense. This is a felony offense
Mm.
just in the discharge of a weapon. And so he's going to face some sort of consequence, regardless of if they press charges or not, I guess, if you will. He's going to face some sort of penalty.
Gotcha. All right. Well, stay tuned. Right.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
keep it moving off of that kind of sad subject and bring it to something with a little more levity.
Yep.
Apparently, not too much, because what we're talking about right now is Ryan Clark and Cam Newton getting fired from ESPN. This is the kind of episode after you're done, you might need to like go into your prayer closet and pray a little
Listen, that's
bit.
why we live
Shake
the
it off a little
NFL.
bit. Um, but yeah, so Ryan Clark, Cam Newton both get let go. Carl Ravage, for those who love baseball, also got let go.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
so the question is, what value did both bring to the NFL live team? Which will be missed more, and who handled their exit better? Do you want to start this one off, Dave? Because I know Josh started off the last one. I think I started off the first one. Um,
Yeah, I'll go real quick. I thought both of them brought some value to the NFL Live team until, and I'm not trying to be funny, man, but I felt like Ryan Clark once he started wearing the pin on his lapel with his initials on it. That's when I really thought dude was like try. He was feeling himself a little too much, man. It was starting to get weird. He just I think if a lot of people don't remember this, but Ryan Clark ended up on ESPN because of Stephen A. Smith. Him and Stephen A. Smith got into it his last year, I believe. Stephen A. Smith was making some comments about his play or whatever. Ryan Clark was going back and forth with him on social media. When he retired, Stephen A. Smith, trying to do the whole. I think he wasn't accustomed to people standing up to him the way that Ryan Clark did. So to kind of smooth it over, like, oh, this is my brother. We're not going to be fighting. I'm gonna bring him on here so we can have a man-to-man discussion. So Ryan Clark started coming on ESPN. He came on to debate with Stephen A. Smith and to talk about the situation that they had. Then I noticed he started coming on, and they started having him on like they bring on these random people like Lil Wayne. Why I have no idea why they bring in people like Lil Wayne on ESPN, which is dumb. But that's how he ended up on getting a contract with ESPN, and then the rest was history. He became a fixture. His takes to me were like the Ryan Clark that I see on ESPN and the Ryan Clark that I see on the Pivot are two completely different people, somewhat. I think Ryan Clark tries to, and this isn't his fault because he's allowed to do it. These folks that they have on ESPN now, it's basically like they said they're afraid to say stick to the script. They're like turn the camera on and let them do and say whatever they want to say. They come on and they act a fool and they say all kind of stuff. They're acting crazy ignorant and it's wild watching like just the show, especially like and Zeke, you get mad at me, but like especially like the WNBA show, man. The halftime show is just it's a mess. With Monica McNutt and Shanae Amumbake, it's just a
Close
mess,
enough.
huh? Close enough,
Close
right?
enough.
Why he gets to close enough, Zeke? I didn't
At
get
least
close
I
enough.
had to I had to cater.
Because you said it with your whole chest. You could tell he was trying to be careful about it.
Yeah,
What?
I was
You
like,
What?
just bounced
yo,
straight to
I didn't say
Benenemy.
it with my whole chest. Nah, I don't know. Nah, you
nah.
got to give
Nah,
me.
you just ran straight through it. Eric Benenemy. Like that was it.
See how that.
Yeah, I said it like I was stepping over a puddle.
Yeah, you
So
could tell he was struggling a little bit.
yeah, I was like, oh, what's that
So
girl name? So
A for
anyway,
effort.
so getting back to it, I feel like Ryan Clark became. I feel like ESPN was Dr. Frankenstein, and they created all these little monsters that they started to lose control of. And it's Cam Newton. I like Cam. I like Cam. What Cam does on what is it, 4th and 1?
Mm-hmm.
I watch. I see like shorts and stuff on his 4th and 1. Cam is entertaining. Cam is smart. Cam has said hot takes, but Cam is very smart. I listen to Cam because Cam was a great quarterback when he played. He knows the game. All right. And I think that Cam stays more in his lane as far as like not trying. I think he would like to give correct information and remain who he is rather than give a hot take and come out looking dumb. He has said some crazy stuff, but he that's more or less like on social stuff and less on sports stuff. He has made some sports comments that I feel like he was trying to interview and say, "Hey, look at me, I could be a little wild sometimes." But I think once he was in the door, I think it was a little different. He came in and he found his lane and he stayed in it. Which one of them? Let's see, what was the other? Yeah, which one of them will be missed the most?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't think either one of them, to be honest with you. Once these guys start having these podcasts and stuff, and their content and their demeanor and their flow starts to flow over from their podcast onto their everyday gig, I think that's when it becomes a problem because they start to blur the lines and they forget where they're at, or sometimes they just don't care where they're at. You know what I'm saying? And that becomes a problem for the big machine, for the mothership, like what's his name, Rich Eisen likes
Dan
to say.
Patrick.
and Patrick, my bad.
Yeah.
I like to call it the mothership. The lines get blurred, and it's just like, hey, you kind of forgetting where you at. This isn't the pivot. This isn't 4th and 1. Be careful. So, who handled the exit better? 100% Cam Newton did. Cam went on and he addressed it. Have you seen it? Have you seen Cam's his message? I think Cam absolutely handled it the best. He didn't get into this whole making excuses or talking about, I wasn't allowed to be this. I think people looked at me this way. He was like, listen, I went in there, I knew what it was. Everybody over there was great. It was a great experience. I came in there, I didn't even expect to get the gig that I got, but I got it. I got to work around some great. He ran down and he thanked everybody. And he did it. I felt like he did it the right way because he knows that the person that's in charge now may not be the person that's in charge 3 to 5 years from now. And Cam could end up back in the door. Whereas with Ryan, I felt like Ryan started to lean into some things that whether whether they were true to him, that's fine. But when you have a lot of people that already view you a certain way and they think that, one of the things that Ryan is accused of being is a race baiter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the person that I don't use race for stuff because I wasn't allowed to when I was younger. If I told my dad one time my teacher gave me bad grades because she didn't like me because I was black, and my father threatened my life, legitimately threatened my life, and told me if I ever said it again, that I would refrain from breathing. So I never was allowed to use race or any of that stuff as any excuse. It was always thought of as a crutch for not succeeding. You're not going to use something an excuse. You're not going to give another person that power over you to say they don't like you because you're black because of your. How about you just didn't succeed? Why don't you eat that? You didn't do your part and do what you were supposed to do. I'll accept that, but please don't tell me another person allowed you or another person had enough control over you to thwart your success. That's something that my father never wanted to hear out of my mouth. So I wasn't allowed to use that kind of stuff. So I didn't grow up like going. That's the first thing I go to is race. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear that kind of stuff, man, it's like whether it's true or not. I wanted to hear Ryan say, "Listen, I have a problem with this. Maybe it was this, maybe it was that." But he went. I feel like he went right to the easiest thing. I feel like he went straight to the thing that was going to get him likes and pats on the back. That's just my opinion on it. So I feel like he took the wrong route.
Zeke,
Who's
I
next?
like there. Why don't you get ahead, bro?
Listen, I didn't see Cam's apology tour. I saw clips of what Ryan was dealing with and how he truly felt about it. Um, so I can't say his was more authentic than Cam's, but I appreciate his vulnerability in that moment. I appreciate the fact that he had a platform with two other brothers who let him come on and be that vulnerable and give him that safe space to talk about how he truly felt about the situation. Um, I don't necessarily think he took the easiest road. He just felt like that was the truth. Ryan Clark is one that if he comes out and quote unquote makes a mistake, he'll own up to it. He's been accountable for his mistakes in the past. Um, at the same time, he's somebody who, if he feels like he wasn't in the wrong, no matter how many cries for apologies might be out there, he's going to stand 10 toes down on what he believes, and I respect that. Um, I, who's going to be missed the most as far as ESPN audiences and what it seems like they're gearing their shows toward? There were a lot of people who were happy to see both of these dudes go. I mean, Nick Bosa's been off of Twitter for 4 years, and Ryan Clark gets fired, and he comes in and gives the AOK symbol on Twitter. Um,
Completely unnecessary.
completely unnecessary, but it goes to show that there may be some legitimacy to what. I mean, you say he's race baiting. I say he's shedding light on situations that other people are afraid to shed light on. I mean, you can tiptoe around certain aspects of different media stories for so long. Somebody's got to address the quote unquote elephant in the room sometimes. And sometimes it's hard to talk about stories that go on in sports without saying, hey, a lot of this might be race related. You look at what's going on with Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. I mean, Congress is threatening to sue the WNBA if they don't protect Caitlin Clark more. Like, okay, but what about these players and coaches and referees? Well, these players and referees who are getting death threats from Caitlin Clark's fans for fouling her too hard or for not calling fouls against, like, where's Congress? And could you imagine if Congress came out and tried to protect Larry Bird when he came into the league,
Yeah, man. That's
or
just
if Congress put together some kind of contingency plan to protect Michael Jordan from the bad boys? Like, come on.
they handled that whole Caitlin Clark Angel Reese thing so bad,
Handle they're still handling it poorly. Like,
so badly, and that's poor
but
leadership. That's the commissioner, man. She should have grabbed. She could have grabbed that by the horns. They could have made so much money off of them coming together and saying, "Listen, this is what it is." You know what I'm saying? It's like we're competitors. We're gonna do what we do. You guys may not like how it looks sometimes, but it's not what you guys. It's not what you guys are trying to make it. It's not what the public is trying to make it. I like her. She likes me. We're good. But when we get between them lines, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
and you
But
know what? To their credit, they have come out and tried to dispel this whole "I hate her," right? And even, but see, and the thing is, like, when Angel came out and said, "I don't hate her," you got people like Jason Whitlock who comes running to save Caitlyn, like, "Oh yes, you do. You hate her with all your soul." I'm like, dude, every time I see Jason Whitlock pop up on my screen, it's just like, you talk about Halliburton has a punchable face. I just want to bink, bink, bink all up on his grill. But it's, I mean, Ryan Clark, he gets called a race baiter by people who want you to think that racism is dead. And there's a large contingency of sports fans who appreciate what Ryan Clark brought to NFL Live. And I'm glad that he has the pivot, where the pivot is more um it's not necessarily a sports podcast. It's a podcast about three dudes who used to do sports, but they talk about life and they talk about a lot of things, including sports. So I'm glad he still has that platform to be able to have the freedom to address issues in the way that he deems fit.
yeah,
And he's got two brothers that are gonna hold him accountable if he goes, like Channing Crowder and
right.
Fred. Yeah, they're gonna hold him accountable. They're not gonna let him go out of line, and vice versa. Like, I love the clips that I see from that podcast. Ryan's gonna be okay. It hurt the way they did it. Like, they fired my man mid show.
Yeah,
Like, the way they handled it.
so
Like,
wild.
it's kind of hard to be him and not feel some kind of way. Like, yeah, they let Carl Ravage go on the Tuesday. They let Cam go on a Tuesday. They let Ryan Clark go Monday mid show. Like, he was on one segment, they went to commercial break, and he wasn't there no more. So they did my man dirty because they were afraid that some other media covered. Like, how did Outkick get the leak that he was getting fired?
Yeah,
See,
that's the thing.
there's a lot of shady stuff going on behind the scenes that makes it hard to say he's just race baiting. When if you look at it from his situation, it's like, yo, y'all don't like me. Y'all haven't liked me for a long time, and the way y'all did me was dirty. I think they just waited until the layoffs were coming. They wanted to get rid of him a long time ago.
Yeah, because the contract they offered him was like wasn't it like a 1 year or 2 year thing, 2 year deal. It wasn't like a long term deal. He just signed that contract last year because they were waiting. He was waiting to see if they were going to offer him a contract or whatever, and then he
Yeah,
ended up signing it. But the thing is, man, like there's a bigger problem when you have to fire somebody mid show because that person's firing was leaked, there should be only two people that know that that person is getting let go. Stephen A. Smith shouldn't be one of them. There should be
Right.
no on-air talent should know about that. It should be the person who wants him gone, and it should be HR, and that's it. The
And
highest
not
level.
even just the on-air talent, like other media outlets knew that he was getting
I
fired
mean,
before he did.
that's bananas to me. So you definitely got a league who was selling that information. But again, it should have been the president of the company who offers the contract and
Right.
whoever the
The
president of
future
HR,
endeavored.
the top dog at HR. Those are the only people that should have known. That's it.
Right, and let him know when everybody else finds out about their fate. But the way they handled it was dirty, man.
Yeah,
So
I'll give them
it's
that.
hard. It's hard to root for. It's been hard to root for ESPN a long time.
Yeah, man.
And this has nothing to do with race for me. Like when they got rid of Mike Golick and kept Mike Greenberg, I was like, yo, y'all tripping.
You know, man. I think that's
Like
really.
they've been making some dumb decisions for a long time. So
Yeah. I stopped watching
it's,
all of their shows when they let go. Like
yeah,
I watch the baseball games, but other than that, I didn't watch any. I even stopped watching 30 for 30.
yeah.
They did Golick so 30, man. It's like and
Yeah, he
Greeny, man.
hasn't turned up anywhere, which is surprising.
Well,
No,
him and
he's
his son,
he's no he's out there. Him and his son, they have a show.
yeah,
He's doing I listen to him on the weekends for football broadcasts between college and he's still working.
he's still working. He's doing good, man. He's in a situation where he has more control over what he does, and he can say yes and no to whatever. So
What station is he broadcasting on?
I mean, was it
YouTube.
Westwood One do the NFL games
yeah,
on the weekends? Yeah, so I've heard him do plenty of NFL games. He's not on TV. I haven't
he's
seen
doing
him on
college.
TV,
Man.
but
It's all streaming.
yeah,
But he has him. They do college football stuff too. He has a nice college
Okay, I got you.
football format.
yeah. So like it's not he doesn't have the exposure that he had at ESPN, but he's still working. He's still doing what he loves, and he has the freedom to do it. So a
Yeah,
lot of these dudes, it's like in the moment, it's like, dang, you got fired from your job. That's life. That's life changing. That's going to affect you. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, you're free to do what you want. And in the era of podcasts, it's not necessarily the end of your career. That's why like it was like with Ryan, he's gonna be fine. Cam, he's gonna be fine. He's got his own thing going on. We see Shannon. Shannon's still doing Club Shay Shay. He's fine.
Hmm.
So ESPN isn't like the end all be all like it used to be.
no,
Yeah, you might still be considered the mothership, but there's plenty of other outlets for these dudes to do what they love without having to worry about being shackled down by the machine. So they'll be
yeah.
all right.
I gotta
So
say too, though, you guys, it's been said. I shouldn't say you guys. I agree that it should be, um, you know, only a couple of people who know layoffs, contracts, all that stuff, right? It should be that way. Reality is it isn't, and it doesn't matter what company you work for, what platform you're on. It doesn't matter, bro. Like there was just news that my boss, the assistant director of River Campus Facilities, was moving on, and before he could even get his own decision out, people already knew it was happening. So it's like word gets around because you're dealing with people, and people are flawed. People are not perfect, and unfortunately, what it should be will not be what it is, right? And that goes for anything. And so, yeah, we want to hold ESPN and all these other companies and stuff to a higher standard, but the reality is it's not. And
And I hear what you're saying, but there's one thing if it's like Dave said, like if Stephen A finds out, like Stephen A is a big dog at that company,
sure,
but the particular media outlets who found out that was done on purpose because they were going to take it and celebrate this dude being fired,
yep,
and that was malicious.
that's what it was.
There was something
That's why
behind
he
that.
existed because they wanted to be the ones to break it.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I get that. And listen, I'm not negating that or debating that. I'm just saying from the perspective of it doesn't matter what position you're in, whether you have one of the lowest paying jobs in the world to one of the highest paying jobs in the world. When somebody in charge or who has control wants something done, regardless of their reasoning, they're going to get it done.
Yeah.
And that again, like, is that fair? No. But is that the reality? Yes. Right? And so like I'm not agreeing with how it all went down. I agree. It was shady. It was messed up. The whole I was reading on it as you guys were discussing that, like that whole Outkick media who's owned by Fox News. How there was there was a threat that they were going to put the news or the notice out that he was fired or laid off mid show, and that's why they say ESPN had to go ahead and do it when they did it in that moment. And so I get you. I'm not denying that it was all shady, but it just, yes, it should, but reality is it never will. There's going to be situations that just are what they are, sadly. And but if you had to ask me to answer that one question there of which one will be missed more, I'm gonna keep it real, just from my own personal perspective. I'm gonna miss Ryan Clark more than I'm gonna miss Cam Newton, and here's why. Because Cam Newton, regardless of his abilities and his IQ and his game knowledge, he was not a family man whatsoever. I mean, a lot of his takes were so single minded, like Cam minded, whereas Ryan came from the family dynamic, right? Like he married to the same woman. His it was either high school sweetheart or college sweetheart, 20 plus years, kids. He spoke highly of his family, spoke highly of his kids, talked about everything. Whereas Cam Newton talked about how a marriage was like a jail sentence, and you know how he felt about having children. And it's like, to me, I much rather want to hear from the mouth of someone who values the things I value rather than from someone who doesn't. And from my perspective, Ryan Clark will be missed more on ESPN than Cam from that perspective, in my opinion.
Cool. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna take much time. I'm just gonna co-sign with what Dave said. I don't think either one of them would be missed. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I do think they handled it wrong, and so shame on ESPN. But yeah, I don't think either one of them would be missed. I kind of just agree with Dave what he said. So we just take his comments, make it mine. That's fine.
No doubt. All right, moving on. Happy news.
Is it time to do away with All-Star games in their current format? What value do they bring?
Go, go,
You want me to
PT.
start on this one? Yeah. I'll tell you what, man.
No,
No?
because I know
You
where you're
want to start? Go
going.
ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, you can start. Just don't make it a WNBA bashing session.
Oh, but it's not. It's not.
Okay, as long as it's not going to be that,
It's a
I'll sit
it,
here and listen.
it's a multiple sport batching session because
Okay,
because although the WNBA All Star Game was the most recent one in memory, if you guys are if you guys watch the podcast, I'm consistent, man. I've been blasting all of these All Star games, so
Yeah.
let's just put that out there. I
okay.
all of these All Star games, I've been consistent. It's not about the WNBA. Or the WNBA is going to catch it too, but let's not pretend like it's only them, right?
As long as it's they catching it too, and everybody else is catching it because they all trash
They
except for
are
like
they
hockey
are,
and baseball.
are all trash,
Not
bro.
hockey. Not hockey.
I'm
They
Hockey.
saying
are.
they keep hockey, keep baseball, get
Yeah.
rid of everything else. But go ahead,
Yeah.
Chris.
I mean, it's unfortunate that most people thought that this year's All Star game was trash and boring. But I mean, you're gonna get some clunkers. That's baseball. Like even regular season games, some of them are clunkers. You're gonna get that. You don't really expect that with the All Stars playing, but you're gonna get that. I get that. Moving on. NBA, NFL, WNBA, trash All Star games, absolute trash. And I think the biggest reason in all those sports is that the players don't care. They don't care enough. You have to try to make them care. Now, here's my thing. It's worse in basketball leagues. All right, NBA, WNBA. I consider it worse than the Pro Bowl for this reason. There's a more risk of getting hurt in the Pro Bowl. The NFL contracts are not different, but NBA contracts are. You know what I mean? You can afford to get injured, a la Tyrese Halliburton, catastrophic injury, and not really have to be worried about your money, a la like Jason Tatum. He's coming off of an injury. The team has to decide between Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and they choose Tatum off of an Achilles injury. Basketball is different, bro. That happens to someone in the NFL, every team devalues you. NFL, I give a little bit more grace for that reason only. And I say that so that way you don't think I'm bashing NBA or WNBA. I give the NFL a little bit more grace because of that. I do not give that kind of grace to the basketball leagues. I do not. Because there is no reason why you're putting such a bad product on the court year after year. There is no reason, especially when you have the history of some of really really great products, where you have 90s, 80s basketball. These guys were going at each other. We don't deserve that no more. We don't deserve to see the best of the best go at it anymore. Like what's going on? Like you don't take the game seriously. Why should I take the game seriously? You know what I mean? And not for nothing. This is what I was thinking, is that a lot of them don't take it seriously. We need to make them, especially in sports, maybe like the WNBA for this reason. A lot of them were crying about that they wanted some more money, right? But why don't you make the WNBA All Star Game a certain race to a certain amount of points each quarter? And that way they can't slack off until the very end of the game. They have to hit a certain amount of points each quarter, and the team to hit that amount of points first gets rewarded financially. And at least this way they push, right? Because right now, like I know Lucito said it in the comments earlier. Did we see the clip of the WNBA All Star Game? That's bad footage. You know what I mean? When we're talking about college football players, when we go to the NFL draft, and the college coaches are coaching up their NFL their potential NFL players, they're saying, don't take a down off. You want to put good film on tape every single down. Am I right?
Yeah.
Every single down, put good film on tape. If we're being objective, is that good film? Is that good film on tape?
It's an all-star game.
It's an all-star game, but you're trying to. What's the point of the
It's an
all-star?
exhibition game.
It's an exhibition game, but even exhibition games, you are trying to lift up your sport. Is that lifting up sport? Is that lifting up their sport? NBA or WNBA? Is that lifting up their sport? I would argue that it's not, and I would argue it's doing more damage. And if you can't convince these players, NBA, WNBA, take the game a little bit more serious, I'd say you do away with the All Star game altogether, or format it in such a way that you get players hungry, some way, somehow, to give more effort than that. We saw in the WNBA people just missing layups, which is just embarrassing and atrocious. We saw in the NBA game people taking half court shots, like just on the regular.
Nah, man, they was trying to throw alley oops to people. Man, what the-
Half court. It's they're like, bro, this is so unserious basketball, bro. Like, so no, I have a problem with that. You want to new viewers to your game, basketball, WNBA. This is not it, bro. This is, and I appreciate the fact they actually had a dunk. We need more of that. We need more of that in the women's sport. Lower the. I mean, we talked about this in previous podcasts. Maybe it makes sense to lower the rims a little bit, so that way you can get some more of those exciting moments. But bro, how many layups you gonna miss before we consider this just like this is unserious? I
I highly disagree with lowering the rim.
Yeah, one of you guys can take it from here. I've ran it long enough.
You good? You got it all off your chest, pimp?
Probably not, but
Okay.
I don't want to continue, anymore. I said my piece.
I'll go next. I'm real quick, super quick this time. Get rid of every All Star game except for MLB and for NHL. I've said mine. That's it.
Get and defend your girls, or the NBA. It sounded like you wanted to defend them.
I I'm just like I. You sound like you want them to go out there and play like it's Game 7 of the championship series, bro. It's an All Star game. Like if you look at the numbers, people showed up. They had more people at the WNBA All Star game than they had at the men's All Star game. Like you worried about bigging up the sport with the All Star game. I think they're doing that with their play on the court night in and night out. Like I don't think they need to lower the rim because they. I've learned watching over the past couple years that they do have a different brand of basketball, and they have stars that shine in that brand of basketball. Um, with the NBA and the WNBA All Star
Attendance
game,
for the WNBA. You said the attendance for WNBA All Star game was more than the NBA.
WNBA had almost 20,000 people at their All Star game, and NBA had like just over 15.
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna put that graphic in the chat, but I didn't think anybody would care, so I kept it. But yeah, I saw that come out. Like they now, and I looked, and all right, like the WNBA game was played in a bigger arena. They were playing in Chicago that holds like 23,000 people, and the NBA they played in the Intuit Dome, which is like they holds like 18,000, I think. So percentage wise, they had a bigger capacity, but total, like they wouldn't have had enough room to watch the WNBA game if they were in the Intuit Dome. They would have sold out and had to put some standard room only type seats in there. So
Hmm.
um, the WNBA game is growing, whether they're going out and playing a competitive All Star game or not. The reasons they're growing, we're not going to get into that because it's almost 10:30 and it could go a little bit longer than I wanted to. But um, I agree with Dave. Get rid of the NBA, WNBA All Star games. Get rid of the NFL All Star game. I hate when I look up and I see the 12th alternate playing quarterback for each side because like I can't. I think Chris said it earlier. The players just don't care. Like they don't care, especially with football. Like you're not gonna sit there and your team misses the playoffs. You've been out for a couple weeks. You're gonna go care about playing a game in Hawaii, or if you make the Super Bowl, guess what? You're not doing. You're not playing in the Pro Bowl. And
Right.
chances are, if you made the Super Bowl, you were good enough to be named a Pro Bowler. Name these players All Stars and Pro Bowlers. Give them some kind of bonus check for doing it. Give them a plaque commemorating their nomination to the team or whatever, and keep it pushing. The Major League Baseball All Star Game and hockey, like I love the hockey format that they did this year. That was dope. Major League Baseball All Star Game, when the commissioner stopped tinkering with it and trying to make it count, just let these boys go out there and play baseball. I think with all of these sports, the true draw is like the skills competitions, like the home run derby and the skills competitions for the NBA and WNBA. AZ Fudd went out there and proved to everybody why she was the number one pick in the draft. She knocked down 30 points worth of 3-point shots. Like she went out there and proved, yo, I do this. This wasn't a favor for Paige to get me on her team. I earned this. If y'all paid attention to me in college, y'all would know I earned this. So um, she made a name for herself. Martina Mabry went out and made a name for herself. Like the skills competitions is what I watch. I can't remember the last time I actually sat down and watched a basketball All Star game or NFL Pro Bowl game. It do away with them and be done with it. Like I said, name them to the Pro Bowl, give them a bonus check, give them a plaque or a medal or whatever that you want to commemorate that they made the team. Put it on the or the basketball reference page, and keep it pushing because it's bad product. I don't think it's going to hurt the popularity of the sport because I mean people are still showing out in the tens of thousands to watch the game because they just want to see their favorite players. Um, but it's to sit. It's one of those situations where being in the environment and enjoying it live is probably better than being at home and watching them watching brick after brick and half court shot after half court shot. I was like, yo, I could be doing something else with my time. So yeah,
Well, I'll just say this, Zeke. Like when you see and this is the unfortunate part when it comes to the WNBA is that when you see an NBA All Star game, what would you think the percentage of the people watching would be able to name every single NBA All Star that's on that court? Would we say it's probably pretty high, more than 50% of the people watching might be able to name every single NBA All Star that touches that court?
if they're watching, they're a fan of the sport. So
They're a fan.
if you got WNBA fans watching, they're gonna be able to name those players. You might not be able to name them.
Well, no, I'm not a fan of their product, but how many of those people are going to be able to name those players that from those WNBA squads where they're not getting the publicity that the NBA game gets, and they're finally on the court all at the same time? There's a lot of people in the sport that follow Caitlin Clark. That's why there's a lot of jealousy when it comes to Caitlin Clark. They're really only watching her games. So when they have a game with her in it and with the greater All Star audience, why are you not taking advantage of that? So people are like, man, that person is good. You dogging it on a layup? You dogging it up and down the court? Like, bro, like that's not a good look. It's just
It's an all-star game. Nobody's playing defense. I don't care if you hit 15 wide open shots with nobody playing defense.
it's a
That's
chance to
what the
have,
three-point contest is for.
and that's why I think we pretty much all unanimously agree that they should get rid of it because it's a chance to advocate your sport, and you're not doing it
I
right.
don't agree.
I love how you just spoke for Josh.
I don't
Josh
agree.
didn't even give his take yet.
I am
That's
literally
fine. I'm gonna speak for Josh. Let's move on to the next topic. Now, I'm just playing.
nope.
Okay.
Dang.
I don't agree, and here's why. I don't see the All Star game as anything of elevating any sport. What I see the All Star games are opportunities where true fans of the sport get to come and
Favorite
see the
players.
best of the best play in a game, an exhibition game, a game that means nothing. And I look at it from this perspective: NFL, MLB, NBA, WNBA, soccer. I don't care what sport it is. I look at it from the perspective of the fan because the fans are what's paying the bills, guys. The fan who may not be able to catch multiple games or whatever, they have one opportunity to go to one game and witness all of the best quote unquote players in one game. And that may be the once in a lifetime opportunity for them to see those best players all in one all on one court or all on one field or all on one ice skating rink. And I don't see the All-Star games as this important game for the leagues. I see it for the fans. And it's that opportunity. And for me, I don't think any sport should consider getting rid of any all-star game, specialty game. I do think that there can be there's some benefit to changing how some of them operate. Like for me, I don't think you should have a full-on uh, um, NFL All Star or Pro Bowl, but what I think you might want to do is consider maybe doing what they've been doing, a flag football game, because flag football is now becoming a potential Olympic sport, and you could still highlight your ball tracking abilities or your running back abilities, with flag football, but some other option. But for me, don't get rid of the All Star games because there's kids and there's individuals who are sitting in those stands that truly, really love the sport and are there because it might be the once in a lifetime opportunity for them to see the players that they love.
Well, and that's what like All Star Weekend is. That's what All Star Weekend should be about. Like you
Mm.
made the All Star team, show up at All Star Weekend, photo ops, sign autographs. I don't like. There still should be an opportunity for players or for fans to meet their favorite players. And I mean, if you told me I could get to take a picture with Shaq, or I can go watch Shaq dribble up and down the court and try to play point guard
Mhm.
against Dwight Howard, give me a picture with Shaq every
Right.
day, twice on Sundays. Like, give me that opportunity. All right, cool. There's still ways to make the players available, but I mean, If I turn on the Pro Bowl and watch them playing flag football, I'm turning it off.
All right, I think we beat that dead horse there. So let's keep
Dang,
it
Chris.
let's keep it moving.
It's
Let's
the
move.
last one.
All right, Macklin Celebrini's historic NHL contract. The 20-year-old. Why did I say that wrong too? I don't get
No, you just
No, you
sounded
good,
so
pun.
Oh,
enthusiastic.
okay. I was about to say.
You're like
Like,
Macklin
yeah, yeah, man.
Celebrini.
He's always all right,
You
20-year-old.
really took your time with that one. I thank you.
Yeah,
You want
yeah.
to make sure you got it right. Sound it out. Hooked
All
on
right,
phonics works for me.
there we go. The 20-year-old center becomes the highest paid player in the NHL history by average annual salary, 18.8 million. That's
Yeah,
not much.
man. That's a
What
big deal,
what
bro.
team does Macklin play for?
The San Jose
Great
Sharks.
question. Great question.
Oh,
I've
stop it.
never heard of this dude. I've
Stop
never
it.
heard of this dude.
All right, so listen. Let me wax poetic a
Dave's
little
Hockey
bit.
Corner. Here we go.
Yeah, man, let's get it. We're gonna do this. All right, man. So this is a big deal for hockey, man. All right. So just to kind of break it down, so this Macklin's contract, it's a 5-year, $94 million contract extension. So it runs from 2031 through the 2032 season. So they're just tacking on, they're adding on to what's currently going on right now. So he is going to get 18.8 million a year, man. And so he's earned it because he had record breaking production this past season. So he ended up putting up 115 points. He had 45 goals and 70 assists in 82 games. And he broke Joe Thornton's single season franchise scoring record, which is pretty dope for a 20
It's a
year
big
old.
deal.
Yes, sir. Especially in hockey. He finished fourth in league scoring and registered the third most points by a teenager in NHL history, behind only Wayne Gretzky and guess who else? Sid
See,
the
the
Kid.
kid, the kid, yeah.
Yes, sir. So he now here's the part that I'm like, whatever. I'm just playing. So he led Team Canada in goals on his way to a silver medal.
Aha.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
that for
Because
nothing.
because we showed him the door. But this is a big deal, man. I think this should be celebrated. I like to see there is a wave of young players coming into the NHL, man. Like, and I'm talking young dudes, man. You got Bedard, you got Celebrini. I forget the kid that won. I think he won Rookie of the Year for the Islanders, and I can't remember his name. And somebody could look his name up. But I think he took Rookie of the Year, and that kid is amazing.
Calder Memorial Trophy, Matthew Schaefer.
Schaefer, yes, Schaefer. Watching that kid play with vets, man, is unbelievable. You could tell sometimes, like his youth would drive them a little bit nuts. But he was never the moment was never too big for Schaefer, man. When I watched him play, obviously we get the New York channel, so we get to see, the Rangers and the Islanders play a lot. So I got to see Schaefer play a lot. And I'm sorry I couldn't remember his name, but these kids, man, they're the new breed. They're what's gonna take the game to the next level, especially Bedard. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Bedard play over in Chicago. That kid is sick. He has a goal. There's a goal that he made. It's called the. You ever see it? The goal they pick the puck up off the ice and
Uh-huh.
they wrap it around and throw it into the net. I forget what it's called. It's called the.
It's called the wraparound, ain't it?
Nah, man, it's named after
Nah.
like a. It's named after. It's called the Michigan. That's what it's called. I was gonna say it's named after. And the dude who did it, man, the guy who did this move, he did it, and nobody had ever seen it before. And then there's like a montage of like NHL players who've been able to pull it off. But it's an amazing move. So if you want to see a crazy dope move called the Michigan, look that up. NHL Michigan. It's crazy to be the talent to be able to just pick a puck with your stick, pick a puck up off the ice, wrap it around, and put it into a goal from behind the goal is just sick. So maybe next episode I'll have a video of Bedard pulling that off in the game.
Cool.
So
Well, shout out to Macklin. Fellas, another episode in the books,
in the
man.
books, baby.
Uh, we back, man. We back at it. Appreciate everybody. Um, yeah, yeah. If you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure that you do that on your way out. We appreciate you guys. Hey, same bat channel, same bat time next week.
No doubt.
Deuce.
Peace.
Peace.